Hello, I'm Toycat and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you most of the Minecraft mobs and how to find them, because a lot of people were requesting that I show off every single Minecraft mob and how to find them, and I really liked that video idea until I realized that some mobs really weren't worth mentioning. So for instance, the Guardian you find in Ocean Monument. For instance, Nether mobs you find in the Nether, and if you want to find MC villages, they always spawn with villages. So instead, I'm going to be focusing on most of the Minecraft mobs and how you can find them. That's what I'm doing today. Hopefully you do all enjoy the video. If you do, please do like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. I want to see more stuff like this. But yeah, let's get straight into it, shall we? So we're going to start with the hostile mobs, funnily enough, because as it turns out, I thought the non-hostile mobs would be as easy as go, oh yeah, you find them there. But it turns out there's a lot of really bizarre biome rules on how you can find most of those. However, hostile mobs, on the other hand, don't have any real biome attachments for the most part, and can be found in mostly the same way. So we'll start with the big three, the big three group that you want to find a lot, but you can easily find, and that is, of course, the zombie, which is a baby zombie in this case, the skeleton, and there is the spider. So if you want to find any of these three mobs, it really is as simple as go outside at night, find mob, kill mob. That's all you have to do, because these are the ones that spawn most frequently at nighttime. They're the main ones. If because when it turns, when you have any dark areas, you find these things, and it means at nighttime you go outside, you try and find a flat area if you want to see lots of them, because you can have better visibility, and then you go out and kill them. Or you can also find them in the daytime in caves, and of course the big one, if you need to have hundreds of bones or hundreds of string or hundreds of rotten flesh for some reason, all you have to do is find a mob spawner, and then boom, you got yourself a near infinite source. Also, it's worth mentioning, if you want to kill spiders but you're really scared of the night, you can just go out at night or wait at night, and then when you obviously wake up, everything will burn but the spiders and the creepers, which are the next one I want to talk about, because again, the creepers kind of follow that same pattern, but there's no creeper spawner for reasons that are quite obvious, I'd hope, to most people, because yeah, that's a whole thing. And yeah, there's no creeper spawner, so as a result you need to find them entirely at night, and this means the visibility tips really go strong for the creeper, because if you want to find creepers, you want to find them by themselves. You don't want skeletons to distract you. You don't want spiders to maybe hit you while you're doing it. So what you want to do, find a nice high visibility area, like a desert, for instance, but plains will work too, and then just get the creepers on you, chase them one by one, hit them back, go like that, do the whole thing, and that's that. You could also use a bow, I guess, but I personally prefer the hit back method, but bows are probably safer, and you get one of those little weird profile pictures on the 360, right? So yeah, that's something you can do right there. There's the 4 main hostile mobs and how to find them. I'm sure everyone knew that already though, so let's focus on the next one, and this is the one with the biggest misconception attached to it, because it is the enderman. So most people will tell you that you find more endermans in desert, and because they just spawn them more often, and although this is so close to being true, it's not actually true. It's just true by accident rather than being true by purpose, because basically enderman can spawn in any biome as long as it is nighttime. As long as it's light level below 7, that you'll be able to spawn enderman in, and enderman then spawn in groups of 2 to 5. So they have a super rare chance, but when they do spawn, they spawn together, which means that people usually don't find enderman if you just look around normally. If you just look around like an extreme hills or a jungle or something, finding enderman is extremely difficult. However, any biome with high visibility, which mostly consists of the desert, because the desert is so flat, I can see all the way over to there, for instance, and all the way over there, means you can actually see if there are any endermen nearby, and it means you have the perception of seeing them more. So anyway, what's the tip on how you can find lots of endermen? Basically, what you want to do is you want to look around a desert or somewhere with high visibility. You can use a horse if you want to, and then look for endermen, because they generally spawn in groups. They spawn in groups of 2 to 5 if you don't know, and the thing that makes that so handy is it means if you find one like this, you generally can find one nearby. It's worth giving the nearby area a really good look, and also it's, wow, that's kind of spooky. It's also worth mentioning that if you do find one just by itself that seems like it just spawned, one of the other ones, because again, groups of 2 to 5 always, the other ones could have just spawned below ground, because funnily enough, they can teleport below and above ground over and over again, and if you have a big cave below you, that's where they might have gone. It's just important stuff that you might find useful. That's how you find endermen. In Minecraft. It's not just the desert that's the best. You can find them in plains too. However, the desert's so good because it has such good visibility, and it doesn't rain, because rain, of course, wait, let's just show you. Rain, of course, will make it so the endermen will not like you too much. So, they'll just despawn because they don't like rain. So, not going to happen here, but if I was over here, there's going to be rain. So, just, well, not in here in the savannah, but in a plains biome. Okay, you're not just over the ocean. There's rain, not rain in here. So, something important to know, that's that. So, let's move on from this to the witch, because the witch, again, it's not one with a real clear solution, but I'd say the exact same thing as the enderman does apply. If you want to find hostile mobs at night, most of the time your best bet is go into a go into a desert, look for the best visibility. When you see these guys in the purple, kill them like that. It is probably worth mentioning that in the rarest of situations, it might be worth because it's a really rare little fact that if you actually have a witch struck by a villager struck by lightning, it turns into a witch. That might be the best way to find them, but realistically, the ways you'll want to find them are either one, go to a desert, just look look for the rare chance of a witch and then kill them as fast as you can because they have potions, or 2, finding a witch hut inside a swamp, which then it's kind of glitchy sometimes. So with that said, that is the witch. Let's move on from that to the slime, because the slime is the final kind of hostile mob here. That's kind of like a neutral mob because he's so friendly and big, but also he tries to kill you, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, how do you find slimes in Minecraft? So if you've been playing Minecraft the last couple of years, you might think the best way is actually to go into a swamp. And although this is a really handy way, go into the swamp, wait till the moon is sun, high, that is a pretty useful thing. However, there is a thing that is slightly better than that, and it is to find your slime spawning chunks in Minecraft. So if you go below, I think it's y equals 40 on any slime spawning chunk, you'll actually find slimes there. So for instance, because this is a Seed Sunday and I happen to know where one of them is, if I go over to here, I have an abandoned mine shaft, which is actually in a slime spawning chunk, which means that because it's at that level, I can just spawn slimes there all the time. It's great for a slime farm, great for all that stuff. However, if you want to find it for your world, if you're not using, again, the most recent Seed Sunday, what you can, oh geez, this is terrible. What you can actually do is you can use some calculators online, and they'll tell you where your slime chunks actually are. So yeah, this entire abandoned mine shaft is inside some slime chunks, which means I should see some small slimes somewhere around here if I'm kind of lucky. Apparently I'm not, but yeah, generally speaking, in this exact one, you will find yourself a bunch of slimes somewhere around here. But not in this case. Again, you can watch Seed Sunday if you want to see that actually happen. But it's a pretty cool little thing. If you want to find slimes, either find a swamp or find your slime spawning chunks using a handy little tool. Again, just Google slime chunks Minecraft and it will tell you how to find your exact chunks on your world, because it varies from world to world to make things more interesting. So with that said, that's all the hostile mobs and how to find them. Let's move on to the non-hostile ones, because this should be really simple. I was really expecting it to be like, okay, you want to find sheep, you want to find cows, you want to find horses, pigs, blah, 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 blah. All you have to do, go to a green-based biome. Okay, that's done. I hope you all enjoyed the video. But no, it's not that simple. If you want to find horses, cows, pigs, chickens, all the non-hostile mobs, really, they can be found mostly in the greenery-based biome. Okay, so I had a hunger emergency, and also I got sheep and cows confused, but let's continue here, shall we? So if you want to find non-hostile mobs, the cows, okay, they're really easy to get confused in my head, apparently. The cows are actually, found in all of the same biomes as the other ones, but they're also found in any birch forest-based biome. That's right, if you find a birch forest or a birch forest M, you'll find them more frequently there, which is just kind of bizarre. And also the horses and the donkeys, again, you should know this one, but just in case you don't, they're actually found more frequently inside, or they're only found, sorry, inside the savannah and inside the plains. So you can look in like weird forest as much as you like for those, but you're not going to find any horses there. So yeah, only horses, only plains, which are the super bright green like that, and the savannah can find horses and donkeys, which again, it just doesn't seem too obvious to everyone, but that's kind of that right there. Also, on this same subject, if you want to find ocelots, they're only found in jungles. So for some reason, dispensers won't work for ocelots, but here we go to do the same thing. Boom, you can only find these in jungles. If you want to find ocelots, you need to go to a jungle, even though you might figure, like, well, but they're cats. They like plains too. Nope, cats only like jungles for some reason, because ocelots or something. And if you want to find wolves, then again, it's kind of a trickier thing too, because they're mostly found in the forest or, cold tiger-based biomes. So if you want to find a wolf that looks like this, you want to tame it, either go to a forest, which is, the ones made of trees and birch trees, kind of a mixture of the two, or you can go to a spruce-based forest. Again, kind of bizarre that those rules work that way, but that's that. And then finally, we've also got stuff like the, we've got we've got the rabbit in particular, which we did see earlier, but oh, there's just one over here. As you can see, rabbits have changed quite a bit, especially in Minecraft 1.9 on the PC and on TU31 for the console, where they first came in, because basically they have a lot of bizarre locations they spawn. They kind of just spawn in the none of the above locations. So you can find rabbits in deserts where you don't really find too much else, and they have the kind of yellow skin. You can find them in any cold-based biome, so you can find them in ice plains, you can find them in ice spikes, all that stuff, and they'll have the kind of snow biome. And then you can also find them in a bunch of the weird kind of offshoot biomes of the plains. So if you want, you can find them in a flower forest, for instance. You can find them in all these sorts of weird places. And for the most part, if you want to find a rabbit, your best bet is to go to a desert or to go to a snowy one. Or if you have a bizarre flower forest, you can go there too. Again, it works in a few of those just bizarre biomes like that. Not entirely sure why they decided to switch it, because it used to be more like the other mobs, but I guess at least now we have a very, very different mob to go with all the other ones. So with that said, that is most of the Minecraft mobs and how to find them. Oh, right, just to finish here, there are a few more things I should mention, just because they are found not in specific biomes, but they are found in specific places. So if you want to find a cave spider, for instance, you might be like, okay, how do I find those? You probably should know this already, but cave spiders are only found in abandoned mine shafts when you find a cave spider spawner. So cave spiders are terrifying little ways, so you can break these. But yeah, once you break every single cave spider spawner in your world, if you have any that is, they will be gone forever, which is just kind of an interesting thing. And then second of all, you've got silverfish. Silverfish are only found naturally with your stronghold. There's there's a silverfish spawner at the end portal, and there's also a silverfish brick all around the place. So if you want to know what's silverfish and what's just stone brick, the easiest way to work it out, because for some reason you want to kill lots of silverfish, is use a sword or your fist on lots of the blocks. If it's a regular stone brick, it's going to take a really long time to break, but if it happens to be a silverfish brick like this one, you'll break it and you'll get a silverfish in return. So useful little tip for you right there. And the final one, which is found almost exclusively in caves, but also in these other things, it's actually the bat. The bat is just found where it's super dark and cavey, and if you want to find bats, do that. So with that said, that's every Minecraft mob and how to find them. Hope you did all enjoy the video. Like it if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching. This one went a little bit bizarre, but I hope you all enjoyed it anyway, and goodbye.